What's up, guys? My name is Hunter. Today we are talking about drones. Now, recently I have acquired my first drone. I've flown them before. My friend has a Mavic Pro, and I've flown that for a wedding shoot before and a few other times. So I kind of knew what I was getting into getting a drone, but recently I've finally acquired my own, and so I've been playing around with it, and I thought that we could talk about it today. Now, the drone that I got was the DJI Mavic Mini 2, and I mean, first of all, look at this thing. Super small, super lightweight. The big seller on this drone is that it is 249 grams, which means it is 1 gram under the limit where you have to pay and register your drone with the FAA, and I believe get a license. Don't quote me on that, but I know you have to abide by a few other regulations when you are above that weight limit, because then it is considered a drone and not a toy. This is considered a toy, but let me tell you, starting off, it is definitely much better than a toy drone. Now, I'm not going to do a full review in this video, but I will do that in the future. I also wanted to go over why I think this is probably the best drone for beginners or somebody who just wanted to add it to their filmmaking kit to get a different angle or type of shot that they weren't able to get with a normal camera. So first and foremost, like I said, the big selling point on this is the weight and the fact that you don't have to actually register this with the FAA when you fly it. The only downside to that is because of the smaller weight limit, some things you have to consider a little bit more, like the wind and weather conditions. It's not going to be able to hold up to wind as well, but the new Mini 2 can withstand up to like 25 or 30 mile per hour winds. So I've put this thing up in the sky at about 30 mile per hour winds, and although it does shake a little bit and you can see the movement in the camera a little bit more than you would on a calm day, it handles it surprisingly well. I have a few shots that I'll throw in here of flying on a pretty windy day in a big open golf course, and it had not a lot of trouble. I did get a wind warning on the controller, but it didn't give me any kind of trouble staying in the sky, so I just kept flying and it had no issues. Now, another big reason why I think this is probably one of the better drones to get as a beginner or somebody who just wants one for the occasional shot is that it comes in at a much lower price point than the other DJI products. So I'm looking up the prices. So the Mavic 2 Pro comes in at $15.99 for just the drone. I don't believe that's the Fly More combo. The Mavic Air 2 comes in at $7.99, and the Mavic Mini 2 comes in at $4.49. And if you want to go even farther back, you can get the Mavic Mini, the original one, for $3.99, which is kind of a steal. So if you're getting into it, I would recommend going the Mini 2 and not the Mini. The Mini 2 has a lot of big upgrades like 4K video, raw photos, OcuSync transmission instead of Wi-Fi, which is, if you don't know the difference, the original Mini had enhanced Wi-Fi transmission, so you would lose connection a lot and it would be a lot more affected by Wi-Fi signals and interference, while the Mini 2 has OcuSync 2.0, which is the same transmission they use in the Mavic Air 2 and their Mavic Pro line, and it can go up to like 6 miles without losing connection. Now your battery won't let you go that far, but knowing that you can go that far gives you a lot more confidence flying when you're closer, knowing that you're not really gonna lose connection if you go behind a tree or a pole, and that's a big win in my book. Now, if you do want to get it, I do recommend getting the Mavic Mini 2 Fly More combo. So the normal kit for $449 comes with the drone, one battery, and the controller, and I think one spare set of propellers. While if you get the Fly More combo, you get the drone itself, you get this nice propeller guard, which just kind of clips around the drone itself and protects the propellers and kind of keeps the arms and everything in place so they're not going to get damaged while you're transporting it. So it just fits around the propellers on the bottom and the top like so, which is really nice. You also get, with your 2 extra batteries, you get a charging hub with it, so you can just plug in the hub and all of them can charge in here versus just charging the drone by plugging it in USB-C. You get your controller like you would normally, but you also get, I believe, 3 extra sets of the propellers. You get the extra set of the joysticks for the controller in case you were to lose them or break them. And then you also get this super nice carrying case that you can put everything in, which in my opinion is an upgrade from the Mini. The Mini just had a little hard case you would put everything in. This is a nice shoulder bag. I really like this design. But for the Fly More combo, the Fly More combo is $599, and for that price, like I said, you get everything you would get normally, plus extra batteries, extra propellers, a propeller guard, and the carrying case for it all. So for $599, you can be flying for an hour and a half, and you have all of the extra gear just in case you were to break propellers or you want to carry it with you a little bit easier and more organized. So this drone, again, I think is probably the best one for beginners. Ease of use, super cheap, lightweight, so you don't have to register it, as well as now it has the professional features that some of the higher end drones have, like 4K video, raw photos, the OcuSync 2.0 transmission. So you're getting a lot of those more professional features, plus you get a 31-minute flight time with it, which is better than some of the higher end drones. So other than the few downfalls that you get from it, like a smaller sensor and not as good low light capability, and also it being a little more affected by the wind, I think this is probably the best kit for you if you're a beginner or you travel a lot and don't want to carry around a giant drone with you wherever you go, because it does add up. With this one, super small, and the controller itself is actually bigger and heavier than the drone, which is kind of annoying and weird, but when they updated the controller with the Mini 2, they used the same one that they put in with the Air 2, and I think it's a lot more ergonomic and works a little bit nicer in the hands, plus your phone goes on the top in this little holder here instead of being at the bottom where you have to kind of move your hands out of the way to use it. So I think overall this is a much better design than the older one, in my opinion. Now, again, I will do a full review on this drone and everything that comes with it at a later date, but I just kind of wanted to do a first impression of this drone and everything it comes with. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up down below. If you enjoyed the content, I will be doing more of these drone and camera reviews in the near future. 2021 will hopefully be filled with a lot more videos than normal, so be on the lookout for that, and I will see you guys in the next one.